All right, hello. Looks like we've got a couple people here already. I will give everyone maybe a few more seconds before we get started, and then I'll just jump right into it. I don't think it's going to be longer than about 15 minutes or so, if we get to that. Don't have a huge story to tell. Just wanted to give everyone an update before get going on the channel again. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll try to get to them when I can. All right, looks like in that time we've even lost one, so that's cool. Uh, it's all right that not too many people are here. I'll have this up on the channel later so people can watch it. And yeah, it's more just kind of telling a quick story to give everyone an update more than uh, I was not really too worried about having too many people here on live, so that's cool. Just a quick update. So my last video was posted in March, and just on that day that I posted the video, I started feeling a little sick in my throat. Had a little sore throat, and then it turned into a very sore throat, and the doctors took a little too long to give me some antibiotics. So it turned into a pretty bad thing, and over the course of a few weeks, had a lot of pain, and that turned into a lot of ibuprofen on an empty stomach. And I think between that and a lot of vomiting, had a lot of trauma on my throat and esophagus and areas like that. And that made it so that I couldn't run or do many of the things I do anymore because I was having just a stuck feeling in my throat, kind of like when you get a lump in your throat. Yeah, anytime I tried to run, work out, breathe hard, anything. So it made it difficult to climb mountains. So the biggest reason I haven't posted any videos since that last one I did in March is because I haven't climbed any mountains since then. Uh, well, I did a couple weeks ago, so I'm getting back on it, and we'll start seeing some videos soon. But that's the biggest reason why. And I do have plans in the future to do videos on some other topics, like some introductions into what prominence is, and kind of do some lessons for that. Also want to do some videos in the future of cool spots to check out near some of the peaks that we climb. And then also eventually maybe do some gear reviews and things like that, things that are typical to adventure channels like this. But I didn't want to dilute the current catalog that I have right now. I only have about 20 videos of summits, and I wanted to make sure that this is obvious that it's a peak bagging channel. So I didn't want to dilute it with any of those other ideas until I had a little bit more of a collection of summit videos. So that's why I just kind of went quiet. But since then, probably since about July, I was able to finally get back on track and start working out again. And since then, I made some pretty good progress getting back into shape, feeling pretty good about being able to climb mountains again. I took a much longer, slower approach to getting my fitness back than I usually do whenever I have a little bit of a downtime in working out. But obviously I'm getting older, so I didn't want to push it too much. And 2 years ago, 2 years ago, yeah, I got into ultra running. And at that time, that's when I kind of just went crazy with ultra running and went straight from nothing to ultra marathons. And I didn't really want to push my body that hard this closely again. So I kind of just took it easy, learned some new sports, learned some new activities, and picked up some old ones along the way. Particularly, as you can see, I picked up biking again, which I hadn't enjoyed biking for quite a few years. So that was one positive that came out of all this is I actually really started enjoying biking again. And I'm glad that worked out because I'm having a lot of fun doing that. Before it got cold and rainy out here in Portland, it's going outside a lot. And now that it's cold and rainy, I've actually been riding inside a lot using Zwift. So So I'm happy uh, to have been able to do that. I have some other activities too, like been watching and kind of getting into playing soccer a little bit. So that's been fun. It's just been nice to diversify my activities, as opposed to just pounding out long runs every single day. So let's take a break from my spiel. Looks like Matt Miller has a question or a comment. He said he's looking forward to seeing more of my climbs. Awesome. I've been working on some of that. Have been working on some that you uploaded that I wasn't even thinking about. Stewart Mountain being one. Yeah, Stewart Mountain was a really cool one. I think the idea behind this channel in the first place was to really showcase a lot of lesser known peaks in a lot of areas, especially in Arizona, where you have so many mountains all over the place. And Stewart Mountain is one that, you drive by when you're going up to Sunrise or some other places like that, or you're out in Tonto National Forest. You drive right by it and you don't even notice it, but it's a really amazing place, especially overlooking Sohora Lake over there. And I think, in the video I said that's one of my favorite low elevation views I've ever had, and I stand by that. I still think about that one a lot, where that was just a fantastic view overlooking Sohora Lake. It's gorgeous over there. So yeah, I'm glad you're really enjoying seeing some of those videos, and I'm really excited to get back to do some more for sure. Let me know when you are able to go check out Stewart Mountain. It's a tricky one if you're not used to being off trail, but if you've got some some experience with off trail travel, then it's pretty straightforward. Kind of you just travel straight up the wash, which is easier said than done. Of course, if you've traveled up a wash, it's not fun. So yeah, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. Uh, let's see, I've gone over that note. Yeah, so let's talk about what the plan is for now. The immediate plan is I do have a few videos ready to make right now. Like I said, I did climb the mountain just a few weeks ago. Well, I didn't climb, I actually drove to the top because I ran out of time, and you'll see more about that later. But and then I also do have two videos left from actually before I get sick. Content for two videos left from before I got sick. I just never posted them because I didn't want to kind of do that and then drop off anyway. So I guess I decided to just drop off at that point right there. And spoiler alert, I did make it to the top of Goldmine Mountain, so that's one of them. If everyone was just waiting on pins and needles for the last 9 months, waiting to know if I actually made it, I did. So that's good. Yeah, so the immediate plan is to do those videos, and then I'm really excited about some winter summits. I've got some time planned in Arizona, so hopefully we can uh, get some out there for you, Matt, and then hopefully I'm thinking maybe a trip to Hawaii would be fun. We'll see if we can work that out, and then in the meantime, I've got some winter ski summits I'm excited about up here in the Pacific Northwest. So I'll be checking out a few on ski, maybe some on cross country ski, but I've got some good ones planned. And then in the summer, I'm definitely excited to get back into the Alpine because I didn't get to spend any time in the Alpine this past summer because I was just working on getting back into shape. And I really, really miss being up in the Alpine. So maybe out in the Wallowas and Washington Alpine too. So definitely excited about that. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what I have planned for immediate or content coming up. And then the plan is to also continue exploring other activities too. So again, I don't want to just fall back into going into ultra runs every single day and kind of just running up all the mountains that I can run up. I also want to kind of diversify my activities, diversify the summits, diversify the channels. So like I said, one of the videos coming out soon is one that I actually drove up, and we might be seeing more of those where I just drive to the top of a mountain and do a little quick video about it. Or I'm excited to take the gravel bike out on a lot of the dirt roads and do some summits with that. And I'm hoping to get back into rock climbing in the next couple weeks. I'm looking for some New Year's resolution discounts at the rock gyms before I rejoin. But I'm looking forward to getting my hands and arms back into rock climbing shape so I can maybe do some technical climbs. in the future too. And then in the further future, once I have enough videos of summits, that's when I'll feel more okay about making those videos, as I mentioned before, about uh, gear reviews, things like that, and explaining prominence, explaining all the different terms that I use. Optimistic prominence being one of them. The name is actually inspired by a type of measure of how we measure mountains. So I'll definitely have videos like that coming out soon too. And then, of course, like I said, videos to kind of showcase the areas around where I climb. So some usually when I go climb a mountain somewhere, especially when it's not at home, I usually end up finding a really cool spot that's not the mountain that's cool to check out, like maybe a restaurant or a museum or something like that. So hopefully eventually we'll start adding videos like that to the catalog as well. And then let's see, I think that's really all I had for updates. One final thing is I have been kind of thinking about ways to tweak the format of the videos so that I can kind of speed up the cadence a little bit, because I've noticed, the intros and the recap sections of the videos tend to be a little slow, and it makes it kind of drag on just a tiny bit. And I want to kind of speed it up just a little bit so that maybe get a little bit more retention and people coming to look to see, oh, how do I climb this mountain, or what does this mountain look like? They're not filled with me talking for 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes of video, like I'm doing now. So most people want to see the views, which is rightly so. They don't want to see me talking. So I'm looking for I'm thinking of ideas of how to speed that up and how to get my face out of the frame a little bit less and get a little bit more action on the way. And that's all I have. Yeah. And if anyone has any ideas or things they want to see out of this channel, uh, go ahead and you can leave a comment now, or this will be posted later. So go ahead and leave a comment later. If there's really any ideas of what you want out of this, anything, recommendations you have, any peaks that you really want me to go check out, and you're kind of nervous about going checking out yourself, but you want me to check it out first, I'll be happy to do that. So um, that's all I have. If there's any questions, I guess, Matt, if you're still here, you're the only one that's still here. Anyone that's watching us later, go ahead and just leave a comment below if you have a question, and I'll be happy to answer it. Otherwise, that's all I've got. Well, cool. I know sometimes there we go. Yeah, I was just saying there can be a lag sometimes of how long it takes to get something typed out. Awesome, Matt. Thanks for joining, and hope you don't feel like you wasted your last 14 minutes. And for anyone watching later, again, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or recommendations. But I'm excited to be back on the horse and on the mountain. I'm really excited to get back up there, up in the Alpine, up in those, even the small ones too. Really excited. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you at the top.